Hi YouTube. Um, yeah, so check it out. I have this old trailer, used to haul race cars on it, and I have a dilapidated old Firebird back there that I want to get on said trailer. The problem being is I don't have a winch on the trailer. So traditionally, what I would do is I would get a come along and ratchet it up on the car, on the trailer. And I'm getting old and tired, so we're gonna change that today. So actually, I bought this stuff like well over a year ago, maybe even 2 years ago, and it's just been sitting around. But yeah, there was a sale at my favorite Chinese tool supply place, and they had that winch on sale for like almost $100 off. So I bought the winch, and then I didn't want to mount the winch out in the open, so I also got this heavy-duty Trung trailer box. And so the plan is to put that inside of there, and then mount the whole thing to the front of the trailer so that we can suck cars up on there. So why don't you follow along with me, and we'll make some sparks and melt some metal together and try to get this accomplished. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is I want to get the hole cut and mount the cable guide so that the winch will be inside the box, and then this will guide the cable and keep it from bunching up on the winch on the inside. And then also that will, once I get this centered, then I'll figure out how to center the winch inside the box and punch the holes through the bottom of it. So yeah, let's get this measured out and centered and figure out where we got to make it. And then we'll go from there. So now that I have successfully mounted the winch guide, the cable guide, and cut the hole in the box, I've completely turned it over. And what I'm trying to do now is I want to get the winch centered on the box, at least the cable part, and then punch the 4 holes in the bottom of it. And it's easier to work from the outside in than it is working from the inside to the out. Now, obviously, we're not going to mount the winch to this flimsy, sheet metal. So when I mount it to the trailer, I'm going to have to weld in crossbars underneath the box. So basically what that will do is, if I already have the holes for the winch in there and located, and then locate this on the trailer, that will tell me where I need to weld my cross braces between the tongue pieces. So, and then what I'll do is I will drill through some thick, heavy steel that I weld onto the trailer and mount the winch through the box onto those heavy cross braces. And then that will also basically pinch the box in place, and I won't need any other additional hardware to keep it from falling off the trailer. Arrest the president. Over 11 inches. I went the wrong way. just, okay, 11 and a quarter, 11 and an eighth. So basically split that difference. Close enough. Okay, so now. All right, we got the winch marked out where we want to put it, and now I got to figure out where to drill the holes, right? So those are the feet, and then I drew around the feet. So since like the bottom of this will be thick square tubing, and I'm going to be drilling all the way through it to mount the bolts in here, I'm going to need longer bolts, and the kit only came with short little bolts. So what I did is I cut the heads off of them, and just with my drill and a grinder, I made a little point in there. So what I'll do is I'll just screw these guys in here like this, as far as I can. Thread's a little boogered up on that one. And then we will put the winch back in place, and with a dead blow, gently give her a few tap, tap, taps. And what that is going to do is it's going to put nice little dimples right here, like a punch, and tell me exactly where I need to drill my 4 holes through the box. Okay, now that we got our little nubbies in there, we'll just flip it back over and get it right back where we want it again. Right. Ooh, getting a little top heavy. Whoa there. You stay right about there. Yeah, right about there. So now that we got that, we'll take our dead blow and just give it a couple good old. Take this off of here. Ugh. Now I got 4 little dimples right where the drill needs to be. Okay, where's my drill? There it is. Now we're going to drill these a little bit oversized, just so we have a little bit of wiggle room, especially when we get it on the trailer and we'll know exactly where to go it. I just, So the hardware on these is like a 10 by 125 millimeter, the MMs. And we're going to drill a 1/2-inch holes. So there we go, right about there. Yep. Mm-hmm. Oh, hello. Here's 1 hole. Two holes. There we go. So now, in theory, we should be able to pick this back up, and those little nubbins should just sit right down in there and go flat. So, look at that. Solid as a rock-ish. Well, that was quite the chore getting her in the shop. Because I don't have a drive-through shop and I wanted to work on the tongue and I didn't want to be outside where it's raining and next to my busy highway there, I wanted to bring it in tongue first so that I could, work on it. And I am fond of the old Harbor Freight winches, because I got that guy right there that I mounted to the floor that helps me pull dead cars in and obviously dead trailers. So that came in handy, especially when you do most of your work by yourself. Now, as you can see, I did used to have like a regular bed truck toolbox that went across here. And when I was racing, you still see these pieces that were actually welded on there. That used to be a big tire rack that would go over the top and hold tires, and then the front of the car would park in here, and then tires would just be mounted over the hood, right? Those days are long gone. Tire rack is long gone. And what I found out is a lot of cars, because when I just started using this trailer to, move dead cars or even pickups and stuff like that, when the truck toolbox was across here, which even though it was handy because I could put all my chains and binders and come-alongs and hitches back here, but what would happen is a lot of cars, because it's only a 16-foot dovetail, a lot of cars, the front nose would come up and it would hit the back of the box, and the car would still be too far back on the trailer and not weigh properly. So I had to take the toolbox off so that I could start putting cars a little bit farther forward. The nice thing is I think this metal box is going to be moved up farther enough on the triangle of the tongue to where it will give me still the adequate space I need. So we'll probably cut all those off and grind them down. Since we were in the shop, we'll probably cut down the old original tire rack mounts and grind those nice and clean. I don't know. I'm contemplating painting the whole trailer because she's definitely seen better days, So poor old girl's out in the weather all the time. The other thing I need to do too is I need to take the hubs apart, A, because they're probably overdue for a good grease wheel bearing pack, and B, the last time I used it, only one of the 4 trailer brakes worked, and every time the trailer would brake, the thing would go and try to push the back of the truck sideways. So that's another thing we need to address. So let's get back on this box. All right, so this is the first time I've actually even put the box up on here, so let's just kind of see where it's going to land. I'm probably going to have to move this trailer jack anyway. I might have to move it to the outside or permanently weld it on somewhere else because it's probably going to interfere with this. I don't know. We'll see. Yeah, definitely need to come forward some more. The angles aren't quite exactly where they need to be, but I can bring it up some. So I'm definitely going to be moving the trailer jack. I might, since it's going to have a battery now, I might go ahead and take this plate off and look at getting one of the electric ones. So that way I can just, and then that would just totally eliminate the need for that. So, yeah, let me loosen that and at least slide it forward for now. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so now that we got the box located where we want to be, which it actually came out exactly where I want it to be, because if you look here, you see this actually is a fish plate on both sides of this trailer, because whoever made this trailer to begin with made kind of a stress point right here, and the bottom of this runner right actually started to crack and flex, so I had to make sure this was straight again, weld this up, and then weld a fish plate up in here to make sure this was strong again. So since then, I've always wanted to kind of put some kind of a cross member in here to take some of the flex out. So the toolbox actually sits right here. So actually the tubing is going to go right in through here. So what I might do, maybe I'll just leave it and notch it out for the fish plate and then just weld this into the fish plate. And so then I'll have one cross member that's going to go across here, and then one right next to it to go right there. So maybe depending on what material I have out there, they might even be butted up together, and we'll have just basically, it won't be quite this thick, but it will be almost this thick running across here. So what that's going to do is strengthen this whole thing up and then shorten the A-frame and then tie these in, which run down the stringers of the trailer, and hopefully prevent that stress area from forming ever again. So, yeah. Now it's time to get out the torch and make flames, make metal molten. Oof, that was a lot of work. I had to take a break. Yeah, truth be told though, my torch is so wore out that the valves just have no friction on them. So like if you're trying to cut and you bump them, like the mixture changes or it shuts itself off. So I was getting frustrated there. And then grinding all the slag off my flap wheel was pretty much yuck. And it's too late right now to run to the old Home Depot and get any more. So I just had to kind of push through and grind, not grind, more or less rub the old metal off. You see, I got dirt all over my face. Isn't metalwork fun, kids? All right, so now I gotta go dig around and see what I got for square tubing to make the cross pieces. All right, after digging around out in my old metal pile outside, I came up with these pieces of tubing. What they are is actually part of an old cherry picker. They're the legs that I had to scrap many years ago. But of course, you're like, wow, that's a nice piece of tubing. I'm not going to throw that away. So, oh, hey, we got a little hitchhiker. Hey, little feller. What you doing? I don't think you want to hang out much anymore. I think we're just gonna. Oh no, let go. All right, we're just gonna relocate you out to the outside. Hey, y'all know what a snail's least favorite car is? The Tesla Model S, because the S car goes. All right, now that we kind of got the location of where the box is going to be, so I measured it when I had the box up here. So from the face of this bar to where this is was 22 and a quarter. So I marked it there and there. So now we just line up this bar there. Make sure this side over here is good to go. Yep, I'm gonna call that good right there. Yep, all right. Then you just take your silver Sharpie, go up underneath here, and you just scribe it. And then this side's gonna be weird because of that patch plate, but we will get up underneath here and scribe it. Oh, there's the bump. It's just kind of at the edge though, so we might not have to notch it too much. Actually, probably will. Okay. And then flip it over, and then, yeah, there's your mark. So, yeah, like I was saying, instead of this being perfectly straight, it has that boop, and that's where that plate sticks out. So I might just chop part of this plate off flat and grind that down, and then that way that'll have just kind of a nice straight edge, and then I won't have to jimmy and mess around and sandwich metal in there. So yeah, I think that is what I'm gonna do. So I'll get going on that, and then we'll cut this first piece in and get it fitted and weld it in, and then we can start figuring out where the second piece goes. All right, so as you can see, I cut half of that fish plate off, and shoot, I did kind of dent it a little bit when I was trying to peel a piece of metal out, but I can kind of feel where the weld was right there, where I had to weld the crack up and then grind it flat. But now this bar will go in there and basically tie all that together and make it really solid. And if I can, I might run a little bead along the bottom of that if it's close enough. If not, maybe even lay a piece of flat steel down and tie that together. But now, I did slide the bar over a little bit. Now we got one nice straight line and not that little kick out. And then, don't cut that. Actually, right now I'm gonna undo that line while I'm thinking about it. If I can find where I set my pen, because I don't have a tool belt. Anyway, okay. Oh, there it is. Okay, just so we don't screw up. So, we're over this way. Do not cut that line. Cut that line. Okay, so now we're over on the old bandsaw. And we will cut this puppy out as best we can with this bandsaw. This bandsaw, I got it really cheap, but then I blew it up because I was cutting something I shouldn't have, and I broke the transmission, so I basically had to weld a gear together to make it work again, and now the bottom kind of rocks, but it still cuts metal, it just doesn't cut it well. Come on, baby. Once we get through that first face, it'll go. But it's a pretty thick piece of metal. There it goes. There it goes. Come on. Come on. There we go. There's one piece. As you can see, it's pretty flat. It's weldable. Now we'll flip it around. Try to cut this side as best we can. Come on. We're almost there. God, just be patient. Take your time. She'll get there. Keep your fingers out of the way. Aha, there we go. And now we have a nice cross member to weld in there at the right angle. All right, let's get in here and test fit this guy, see how we look. Let's see, we want it right about there. Right about there. Nice. Not exact, but it's definitely weldable. I have to just, fuck it. No. Yeah, that's good. That's good enough. Yeah. All right. So now we will go get these little doohickeys. Oh yeah. Because we want it level with the top here. Oh, and actually, you know what I need to do? I need to get the grinder and clean all this up so it welds nice. Oh, I need a new flap wheel so bad. But it's after hours. Cleaned up, but we'll just do it one more time. I'll come over here, clean this up. Yeah, that should weld nice. Put that there. Put that there. Yeah. Very cool. Yeah, it's gonna be way too far away from that other part, but I think it'll work. Okay. We'll get these guys here. And we'll just put them right here like that. Right here like that. I'll put that guy right here. I don't know if that's going to be enough to hold it, but yeah, I think we're ready to weld. It won't stay up, it's too heavy. All right, let's fire up the old Buzzernator. Turn on the welding gas. Turn on the machine. So for this, I won't be TIGging it. I will be MIGging it. Just because it's faster and it's not a critical weld. And I don't really care about how pretty it is. I mean, it'll still be pretty, but now we got to find ourselves a good ground. Okay. Where can I ground this bad mama? Can I do it there? Yes, I can. All right. So we are. Yeah, come on, machine. What did it say we're at for thickness? 1/8 inch. 3/16. That's what we're gonna weld. Okay, so now We will get this baby tacked into place. And then we will buzz it in. Okay. That looks lined up with that. Okay. Oh, something. Somewhere right about there. Yeah, somewhere right about there. Nicely before I get too crazy. I should have done this before. Another straight off from there. 22 1/4. Straight off from there. 22 and a little less than 1/4. But we will, it's close enough. All right, let's get on the helmet. Start buzzing this puppy in. What did I do with my gloves? Oh yeah, don't forget to do that. All right. Yeah, proper way to clean your tip, right? Right. No, it's not. Don't have my cutters here. Yeah, this is the other thing you're not supposed to do is pop off your wire on the ground. That would piss off my teacher something furious. But it's my welder, so I don't care. That's going nowhere. Okay. So now, So I cut this fish plate a little too far back, so now we're just gonna kind of burn it all in together the best we can with this weird angle. No, maybe not. What I should have done is welded that before. Yeah, that's working. Okay. Clean off this tip a little bit. Am I out of wire? Oh, son of a biscuit. Sorry for the crunching. I'm chewing on a cough drop. Well, I'll be damned. I'm out of wire. That's gonna kind of mess up my plans for tonight. So now, I guess we will work on this more tomorrow. Until next time, guys. All right, it's a new day in the shop. Gave me a chance to clean up. It was getting a little disgusting in here anyway. But we got some new welding wire. So I went back down to Hobo Freight and got some of their 030 welding wire. Now, I've never welded with this wire. I've always been kind of a snob when it comes to my welding supplies, but lately this girl's been on a budget. And this is literally half the cost than a spool of welding wire from the welding store. So we'll get this loaded up in the old machine here and see how it welds. All right, first thing we gotta do is get the old wire out of the liner. So you take your tip apart. Probably should put a new tip on it anyway. You unscrew it from there. We've already sliced it back here. And you just pull it on out. And you just pull it on out. Oh wait, I gotta undo the roller. Okay, that might help. Yeah, you just pull it on out. So, see, you just slide that out. And I think I will just go ahead and put a new tip on since I'm here. If I have one. I think I have one. I bought some. Hopefully the right ones. Clip that. And this can go in the trash can. And now, so when you do your wire, make sure your gases are off and get your stuff loaded on. Get it fed all the way through your stinger. That way you're not wasting expensive welding gas while you're in there. Oh. So, let's see what this puppy looks like. Ooh, it's qualified right there. Qualified. Must mean it's high quality stuff. If it's qualified. What is it qualified for, though? That's the question. Sure hope it's qualified for welding. I don't think it's qualified for therapy. Mosquito. Get away, mosquito. Y'all, we had so much sunshine here, and then we had a lot of rain again, and the mosquitoes are crazy. All right, so the other thing I've found out throughout the years is when you take this off your spool, be very careful because it will go. So yeah, you don't want to do that. So always hold on to it and keep tension on it. And so if you'll see here, there's like this little hole here. On the machine, there's a little like cog, and this keeps spring tension on it. So it doesn't just unspool the whole spool. So let's try to get that lined up. Fill it, yeah, kind of lock in. Now we'll put our retainer ring on there. Tighten that down. Okay. So now you gotta thread the needle. You literally put your wire in. So there's always like a little tensioner device. So we're gonna put that through there, get it through the roller, get it into the liner for the stinger, get a few inches started by hand. And then we're gonna put this roller down, lock it into place. So now, turn on our machine. And now, we simply pull the trigger. And now you'll see it just starts feeding itself. Make sure it doesn't bind up or anything like that. I feel it coming through. Boom, there's your wire on the other end. And that's how you replace wire on your MIG machine. So now I'll see if I have a new tip. Get that on there and we will be ready to weld again. All right. All right, we got that front cross member all welded in, and got the toolbox back on there and kind of set where we want it. Look at that, nice and flush across the front. And then now what we're gonna do is, now that we got the toolbox exactly where we want it, as you can see, the holes that we punched earlier are sitting right on that piece of square tubing. So I'm gonna get my magic marker again. And what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna put a nice circle right here. And a nice circle right here. And then what we'll do is we'll move the toolbox and we'll center punch that and drill those holes. And then what we need to do is measure from the leading edge of this hole to the leading edge of this hole, and that will give us our centering space, because if leading edge there and then you move it, it'll be centered. So once we know that measurement, what I can then do is go the leading edge of this cross member to the leading edge of the next cross member, and that will put this next cross member exactly in the middle, right where we want these bolt holes to go for the second cross member. All right, for some reason my microphone decided not to work here, but what I'm doing right here is I found the tubing that I wanted for the sleeving and I added it to the winch. So as you can see here, what I'm doing is using the bolts I had available, and earlier I misspoke. I said it was like a 10 by 125. It's actually metric 10 by 150 threads. So I cut 4 different pieces of tubing, and I got the 4 bolts that are long enough to go through the square tubing. And I'm attaching them to the winch right here. Trying to get them as like centered up as possible. So once I get all 4 of these bolts in with the sleeving in, my plan is to bore out the square tubing to big ass holes that will accommodate the 4 pieces of sleeving. All right, so here I am again on slow-mo, but I'm trying to bore out the OD of those 4 holes I already previously made to 3/4 inch. and I have a little tiny drill. The drill did not like what I was doing. It kept kicking into the clutch mode. I probably ruined my drill doing this, but I finally got all four holes bored out to 3/4 inch. Grinded it flat, grinded everything ready to go.
All right, well, it's a new day out here in the garage. Yesterday I fell short on time after we got the winch mounted to the front of the trailer. Had to, clean up real quick and shoot off to my real job. But as you can see, I went ahead and got that all welded up. Got all those flat grinded, and I got the box back off of there. So I think today what I'm gonna do, I don't have a lot of time today either, but what I'm gonna do is I went and got a couple of cans of Rattle Can Yellow, and I'm gonna just paint up the braces and where I've ground and, at least cover up the bare metal for now. As you can see, the old girl, she needs a whole complete paint job. I mean, she's in pretty rough shape. Starting to show her age a little bit. That fender over there is pretty bent where I may or may not have accidentally drove up on it 1 or 2 times. So let me know. Maybe in a future episode you guys want to see me do a complete paint job on this thing. Try to get her all snazzy back up and cleaned up again. I'm not really keen on yellow. I mean, I bought it that way 20-something years ago. 30-something years ago. Holy crap, because this was in the 90s. I'm getting long in the tooth. Anyway, yeah, so she's been, that tractor paint's been on there a long time. So, yeah, maybe down the road, maybe on a different episode, we'll get her back in the shop here and we'll sand her down the best we can and maybe do a color change. And in another video, I do want to get the brakes all working again and repack the bearings, and that'll be a separate video down the road too. So for now, I'll put you guys on slow-mo. I'll try to get the paint on here, get the box bolted back on for tonight because I have to shoosh it out the door. I can't leave it. It won't fit all the way in the garage. So, and I can't secure my garage with it in here. So, and it is raining, so the paint's not going to be perfect. It might get a little bit compromised, but I wanted to at least get the paint underneath where the toolbox is so I don't have to take it off another time unless I'm repainting the whole trailer. And then tomorrow maybe we can start on the electrical. Oh my God, you guys, this has to be the worst pigmented paint I have ever used. It just doesn't have any color. It's like mostly clear coat with just a little tinge of yellow. I have been absolutely pouring paint on this, and it's not making color. So, yeah, I'm not happy with that, but I guess it's gonna work for now for what I'm trying to do. Kind of solidifies what I want to do as far as like painting the whole trailer. So at least it's rust prevented right now. Like I said, mostly clear coat. I mean, look, you could still see the Sharpie marks where I've marked, and I put like 3 coats of this stuff on there. So Ace, do better with your house brand stuff. All right, so here I am mounting the box back on permanently. Initially, the trailer jack was too far back, so I had to loosen up and push it forward. But now that I have all my sleeves welded in, I have all the holes where I want them to be, I'm in here just basically mounting the toolbox and the winch on permanently. Okay, yet another day out here in the garage after a really crappy paint job. I mean, that is a 1.5 cans of Rattle Can, and it is the worst paint job I've ever done. But it's just temporary. We're gonna probably wind up painting the whole trailer. But for now, let's get the box back on and get into wiring it and see if we can make this winch do winch things today. All right, now we got the winch all mounted back up, box is back in there, nice and solid. we need to hook up the electronics and put a battery in here. Now the instructions want you to put this guy up on top of here, I believe. I need to cut that cable and feed it through. Hopefully it doesn't go boing, 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 boing. That's a good zip tie. All right, there's that. Whoa, that's what I was afraid of. Watch your fingers, kids. So what I'm gonna probably have to do is disengage the winch a little bit. So free spool it. Get a little bit of slack. Ah! Let's see if I can feed it underneath and go through the guide. I hope there's enough space. Maybe if I got a pair of pliers, reached through that way. It's pretty heavy duty cable. Alright, let's see if I can grab onto it there. Yep. Okay, come on through. Come on, baby. I should have done this first. I wonder if I can. There's more space going that way. Let's try to do one more loop out of here like this. One more loop out of here like this. And then feed it down that way. See if I can get it to make that corner. That's the problem. Oh, yep. Turn that a little bit sideways. Yep. Is that gonna go through the rollers? That's the question. And yes, it will. All right. We got our cable fed through there. That's going to be so handy to have. All right, let's hook it up over here for temporary. We will engage the clutch back in. Engaged. All right, so I know that there's a ground underneath here that we got to do. So let's figure out what size these are. They're either going to be like a 12 or 13. You know they're metric. And we have a 13, I think. Yep, 13 mm's. So we'll start by pitting this ground underneath the winch. Nothing like working by braille. Okay, get that up there. All right, that's on there. And then get the nut back on there. Doing this all by feel.
Come on, baby. Don't cross thread. Ah, you son of a bitch. Okay. Watch me struggle. Good old Struggle Street. Oh, did you start? You did start. Ha ha ha. I win. Let's see, make sure we're going the right way. Righty tighty, lefty loosey, but we're upside down, so that's going to be backwards. Mirrored image. Maybe. A little more finger tightening. That plastic gizmo on this friggin' cable is right in my way. Let's slide this back, shall we? A little more. Don't break it though. Alright, good and tight. German specs, good and tight. Good and tight. Slide that back over. I don't know why I threw that other nut on the ground, because I just realized I need it. Okay. So now we will get the control box open on there. Better look at the destructions. All right, so that was a little confusing. So those three have to go to the winch. That has to go to the battery. That one has to go to ground, which actually I should have put down there with that. Maybe we'll see if we just have enough room to put it on with the battery terminal. And then, do we want to, I think that's going to be in the way of my battery though. I was kind of thinking I would just mount this off to the side. Let's see here. Let's put this up over here. I need to see if I can get my battery in and out of there with this there. And then still maybe have a little room for extra hardware. Let's see. I'll pop that down like that. Okay. Now I got this battery tray out of a junkyard. It was just in an old service truck. And I knew I was doing this. I was going through there one day. I said, hey, that would just work handy. So there's the bottom of it. Oh shit, that's gonna go right where I want that too. Bloody hell. Because I don't want to put that through. Sorry, I'm talking to myself. Where the battery tie downs are, I just want to drill through the toolbox. The problem is the frame of the trailer's right here, so I can't drill that down over here. So this battery box is going to have to be more over and maybe more centered, which puts these right in the way. So I don't think I am going to be able to put them right there on the winch where they want you to put them. So what I'm going to do is I think I'm going to pop this off. And I think I'm just going to mount it off to the side of the box like that. And then that way you can just open your lid, hook up your gizmo, and then that gives me plenty of room to get the battery in and out, because we'll get our generic deep cycle battery here and make sure we can get that in and out of there. Yep, that's heavy. Yep. Oh man, just like that. All right. Yeah, just like that. Cool. So then that gives us actually a little room on this side and over on that side to store crap. So let's drill some holes for these, shall we? See, what size hole should I use? So those are like 5/16, so we'll do like a 3/8 hole. Let's go get a drill bit. Man, still coughing up gunk, guys. All right. Drill motor. I think our drill is kind of right in here, right next to right exactly where we need to be. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, we're going to miss the frame. So let's just... There's one hole. And... and 2 holes. I want to turn that around so that the negative side is over there, because I don't want to have to undo that one side again. So we'll just put that over there like that. So we'll flip this around. Like that. Okay. Get that back over there. Go back in there. Okay. Batteries in the tray. Holes are lined up.
negative, positive. Get these things fed down in there. Hopefully I have enough slack for that. Okay, get this out of the way. Oh. So battery needs to be out. I need to be able to put them in that way. We're learning together. We're learning together. Okay, take the battery back out. I get my workout today. Up, down, up, down. Okay. So we go in like that, and we flip that way. And then we go in here like this. And we flip that way. And then those conveniently kind of stay out of the way. Then we slide our battery back in. Oh boy. Get the top. One side had washers and one side did not. Try not to cross over your two terminals with the metal bracket. There we go. There we go. So then we'll put two washers in and out over here. We'll find a couple washers for over there. Okay, get the zip gun again, wherever I set that down. Because, you know, as soon as you set something down, it disappears. I think I might need some pliers. Hold that on the bottom. I think we're out of thread there, but bada bing, bada boom. Just like that, we have a battery that ain't going anywhere. Right on. Okay. So now, let's figure out how to mount this over there. I think I just may straighten these out and then just put a rivet or a bolt through them that way. I'll zip these brackets off of this box and then I'll just take it to the vise and smash them flat and then bolt them back up and then we'll just zip some holes in there. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. All right, what size are those? 10 mm's?
drills in the program. I had big drill jobs to do.
All right, Al. I think this is going to conclude this video. We got the winch on here. We got the box on here. We got everything wired up. I didn't get a trailer jack in here, but eventually I want to get an electric trailer jack. There's actually provisions for it right there. And then that, because I already have a battery to run it. And then eventually I think we're going to paint this thing. I don't know. What do y'all think? Oh, and I got to fix the trailer brake. So stick around, wait for a few more videos. I'm going to probably keep working on this or find another project to do, but there you go. If you want to mount a winch to your trailer from Harbor Freight, that's how you do it. Thank you guys. Have a good day.